All right, let's see if I hooked this up correctly. Am I going to get audio feedback? All right, I think we are set to go. Um, Let me add another source here. Hey, what's up, Belmont? How you doing? James, this is the SNES 2-chip fix. Also, I think I have to. Set this to overscan in order for this to work properly. So this is going to be an awkward view for you all for a couple of minutes, but I just want to get the baseline stuff done. Maybe I could. Yeah, hold on. Maybe I could do this. This might work. Oh, all right. Look at that. How about that? So what we have to start by doing is taking a baseline reading of an unmodded SNES SHVC kind of launch edition. So I'm going to go into profiles. And so I think sharp 10x is going to be the way to go for this. Now, this isn't as much of a deep dive as it could be because we're going to be using the RetroTink 4K. And the reason I'm doing this is a couple of different things. First of all, I think we've already beaten to death how the brightness differs between different models and different revisions. So going through the Tink isn't going to show that because the original, or because it compensates for brightness. So I've done so many of those analysis before, and it's just one of those things that the 2 chips are about fine, the 1 chips are too bright, and any of these mods make them closer to what they should be. So I know that's kind of oversimplifying it a bit, but I think what we really want to concentrate on is sharpness and clarity. And that's why I'm starting out just using the Tink, because yeah, its brightness compensation is going to skew the results, but for both sides, so whatever. Forward checkerboard. Okay, so now let's just go in, and I'll be checking the chat, so feel free to ask any questions you want. It might take me a couple minutes to catch up, but I will be watching the whole time. All right, so we got the checkerboard pattern done to make sure that this is going to be a good analysis of it. Okay. I'm going to mute this, otherwise this will affect the rest of my life. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Hopefully your ears aren't out. All right. What here are Super World analysis. All right. I'll crap. It should be the same. No. All right, I think maybe. All right, I think I'm back finally. Sorry about this, everybody. I think I know what the problem is, though. I think the Razer Kiyo Ultra Pro camera I was using suddenly just, I must have like not updated the drivers for it or something, but it doesn't like me anymore. So I'm gonna try to fix this up and maybe sell it. This was a very expensive webcam, and whenever I spent some time to really tweak it, I thought it was great, but I need something that I could just hit play and go. I need something a little bit more reliable. So I think I'm going to sell this and get a different one. Um, so yeah, let me know. Let me know what you all think if you have any recommendations for that. But I'm going to show you where we're at. And I guess I'm also going to have to pull over a different camera to show you the mods. So it's going to take a second here, unfortunately. I really am cursed with live streams. Super lucky I got friends like the Stream Professor to help me with stuff like this. Koi fish. Ugh. All right. Well, now there's going to be a whole bunch of wires around, so maybe I'll get lucky and trip and fall on stream. It's always absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. Just getting the camera and the power supply out, and we're almost ready to go again. I should have just not been lazy and done this first. But yeah, that's my Razer Kiyo Ultra that I spent an ass load of money on. It's going up on eBay as soon as the stream is over. I need something quick, easy, and reliable. I don't even think the quality matters anymore. I was really trying to hunt down like a really, really nice webcam, and I think for scenarios like this, I just need something, because you all should be watching other people's videos for modding advice, you know? Tito, Voltar, not mine. This is more of a... Actually, since we're waiting, I'll explain exactly why I'm doing a mod on stream when I'm not even that good at it. It's because I'm not that good at it. Voltar wanted me to do one live on stream, knowing that I've barely been practicing with anything. I'm almost at beginner level again. So this is one of those, if I could do it, everybody could do it type of things. You just need a little bit of patience. Hey, what's up, Cola? Faye, so the mod's available right now if you want to pay to have it installed, and by the end of the year, so a month or so, it should be available just to do it yourself. And I actually completely agree with Voltar on this one, because he spent years working on this thing to make it not only good for the launch edition, but every single motherboard revision. And each motherboard is going to require slightly different stuff. So he just wanted to double and triple and quadruple check that he has everything that he needs and all the right documentation for people before he just starts selling this on the website for people to install themselves. So it should be available very, very soon. I'm all for it. I think it was the right move. All right, I got my camera up. We have to start with the Tink first. So let's take a analysis of these images here. So so this is the title screen, and this is the lossless 4K capture. So you can see the ghosting around the letters. And now let me change this. Perfect. So now you see Mario with the kind of blurry, smeary 2-chip look. And the Tink 4K really does an amazing job making it look fine. But yeah, this is the problem here. So the next thing I'm going to do is switch to S-Video. And I think this is where we're going to start to see some interesting results with this, because the original Edge Enhancer did not support composite in S-Video at all. You had to disable it. And I kind of hated that, because I know so many people now that just have many uses for their consoles. I also don't like ever removing functionality unless you really need to, but there's more and more people out there now doing things like, hey, let me, get a composite-only CRT for nostalgia, but also like a retro Tink for my flat panel. All right, so let's input S-Video. And for S-Video, I'm going to leave I'm going to do two captures. One with the the custom profile, and the other one in generic. And composite's definitely going to be just generic for this exact reason. All right, so let me. Hopefully this won't crash the stream, having it open in multiple places again. All right, let's all right, and let me just do the title screen again, and I'll switch over to generic. Okay. Now, the easiest way to do that is just load default, and then switch inputs. And we go from there. go over the level. Uh-oh, I got a call coming in that might be important. Sorry, hold on, everybody. Sorry about that. It was not important. It was just a spam call. All right. So I have the before and after, and let's fire up some of these just so you could see. So image. So this is with custom profiles loaded. And this is just generic. So in some ways it's better, in some ways it's worse, but that's why I wanted them both for that. And for composite, generic's almost always better. Guy, no, it completely leaves everything intact, and that's why I'm doing this analysis right here, so that we could do before and after pictures of composite as well as S-video and RGB. So I'm being very thorough on this one. Okay, plugging in composite now. And of course, we're going to measure RGB levels after this, just because why not, right? Even though I've already done that 1,000 times, it only takes a second. So, go. All right, and let's just get the title screen, and then we could do voltage analysis, and then I'll start doing the mod, and we'll see how I do, because my eyesight's really going to shit lately. Reset this sucker, and go to the HD RetroRGB test suite, and right. So I think what I'm going to do now, let's hope this doesn't crash the stream. Yeah, let me switch over. Yeah, of course, now my other camera's not powering on. Hold on 1 second. There we go, we got that. All right, so unplug the tank, plug it in the camera. Let's hope this doesn't crash the stream again. Right, I'm still here. Sorry it went black for a minute. All right, let's see if this works or if I'm gonna have to reset the whole thing. No, that's actually fine. Hey, Abram, how's it going? Yep, that's why I warned everybody that this is going to be a very long and boring stream, because all of the before tests are now going to be done on the same machine that we're then going to be modding and doing the after tests on. So this is probably a boring view, but let's get everything in place here. So everything's powered on and going. Let me power on my monitor up here to double check. have signal on the monitor. We're at the HD RetroVision test suite where we have the 100% color bars, which is exactly what we want at the moment. So then I'm going to remove the cables from the scope so that we're only terminating with the RG bench. I just talked about this in the Q&A that was released today. So I do this all the time to make sure we have the most accurate measurements. So yeah, perfect. Get the termination on. And I'm just going to be doing a couple of quick captures just for some before. Let me know if you want me to show the results. I think this is one of those things where I could probably just call out the results and afterwards do the before and after. Sync is at 392 millivolts. Of course, my Ultra Sigma app is now crashing again. Hopefully the stream isn't. Hope I don't have to end up getting another PC. Yeah, and that is 392 millivolts. Let me just very quickly do the rest. All right, 712 for blue. Not bad at all, actually. So that's cool. That'll actually make the, I didn't get that measurement right, but that'll make the brightness comparisons pretty even because the tink isn't compensating too much because it's pretty much spot on. Well, let's see if all three voltages match though. It's, yeah, all right, that's actually 704, but that's still great. That's still absolutely great. Before blue. Let's get green. Yeah, green's about the same. So this, as far as two chips goes, this was actually pretty decent. Still smeary, but, you know. Yep, that looks good. And last one, and then I'll start the mod. Yeah, actually, all three of these were pretty good. So this will be a great unit to test. Red. All right, so now I could switch over and start actually modding this sucker. All right, start this sucker out. Yes, and this is on one of those really nice purple shells. Screwdriver somewhere over here. Yep, okay. Oh, that was switched to Phillips. Interesting. All right, I'll grab my Phillips. if I remember correctly too, there was something wrong with the top shell of this thing. So I have a spare beat up SNES that I bought. I don't even think works. Bought it at a tag sale for like $5. So I should be able to transfer that over. We'll see. Yeah, that's this part right here. I'll repair that in a second, actually. Get these screws out of the way. Oh man, do my moves look big from that angle? I lost a bunch of weight. Let's put them in. Hold on, let's do a, oh, excuse me. Oh, I seem to have dropped something. Oh, no. I don't know. All right, well, let me do this real quick because I don't want to forget later and then go to put a cartridge in and wonder why the heck it's not working. And this is only going to take less than a minute. So here's some crappy beat up one I have. This is the original. So where, oh, I see. One of the pieces here got broken. Well, that's annoying as hell. All right. Oh, I get it. The actual slide piece broke. Okay. Well, pretty easy. Everything else appears to be fine on this one. Right. I guess I gotta take the whole thing out. Okay. Oh, it's the whole piece. All right, I'll show you all as soon as I pop this sucker out. So that's what broke. The screw terminal here. So I will just pile this stuff up and deal with the broken one later. I want to get this working now. That way we're good to go. All right. Wish I didn't have to remove the whole thing to get there, but let me do it now. Otherwise, I might get lazy later. When I put the test cartridge in before, I couldn't figure out what was going on, and as soon as I popped open the top, I remembered, oh, that's right. That old brittle piece snapped off on me. Screws. that out. Swapping the piece out, putting the new one, the old new one in. Okay. Drop all this stuff back in place. Stupid spring. Okay. I think we're good to go. Let me screw these back in. Oh yeah, and this piece got to go in too. All right, I am going to do one thing. I think Zach will actually back me on this. Sometimes using a much bigger screwdriver like this one puts too much pressure on older plastic. So I'm just going to use probably a much too thin screwdriver, but whatever, just so I can get this in, because this is the only backup piece I have. So if that breaks, I'm definitely in trouble. Okay. Well, it's way too thin, so let me just do this very carefully. All right. Get these screws back in, and then we're ready to go. I don't know about all of you, but I never worry about using an electric screwdriver to take screws out. But depending on the device, I very often won't let it go too far going in. With the Retro Game Restore shells, since you're tapping the holes, sometimes you might get it in at an angle by accident. So I always like to do it by hand just to make sure. Right? Did I forget a screw? Are we all here? I didn't forget a screw, did I? Ha! I did. What an ass. What a total ass. Alright, hold on. I think I just take this one piece off though. Yep, alright, cool. That's an easy one. Of all the mistakes to make, that's an easy. Alright. So a question for anybody in the chat. I have absolutely found mint condition SHVC Super Famicoms. I know this is random, but since we're putting this back together, like it's beautiful, original case and everything, no yellowing. But I don't think I've ever found a mint condition SHVC Super Nintendo, like a North American one. Does anybody have any of those? So I would love to use that as my main Super Nintendo from now on. Oh, I forgot the spring. Oh, what a dork. I thought I plopped that in there just right. Well, it's turning into a stream on how not to reassemble a Super Nintendo top, but whatever. It's not a Bob stream unless a whole bunch of stuff goes wrong. Damn it. I knew I jinxed it when I said it was easy to fix that last one. Shit. Okay. Enough room to stuff this in. No, I don't want to break it. Sorry, everybody. I just wasted 5 minutes of everybody's time for a modding stream. All right, raise this up. A giant pain. Use this to hold it in place. Everybody feel free to make fun of me in the comments. I'll check in a second. Okay, flap works. Eject module works. All right. Flap works. Eject mechanism lock works. I'm gonna put this over here and not mess with it until we're back with this. Let me check the comments. All right. Let me set this aside. And here is the SNES itself. I'll see if I can get a slightly better angle on the camera here. Oh, oops, what's that? Oh, was I not supposed to show that on the camera? Maybe I should have showed it on the camera. We'll figure it out later. All right. So I'm just going to do a basic disassembly. Spring. This is the one that even has the purple front. Looks absolutely beautiful. Put these parts over here where I'm not going to lose them. remove the sound module, and always remember that your SNES will not boot if you don't have that plugged in. I can tell you how many times I thought I broke something, and then I just went, oh yeah, the sound thing. Alright, get these screws out. Alright, so I will zoom into this board in a second just to show you this is 100% stock. I didn't touch anything on it yet. Here, let me, so that's the area we're going to be working in, and a little bit down there too. So everything's exactly the way it should be. Let me see if I can get you a view there. The capacitors look fine. There's nothing leaking. There's no gunk. Everything just looks okay. So I think I'm going to leave that alone for now at least, and we're going to go from here. So we set this to focus and pull up Voltar's instructions and go from there. All right. So up, mainboard preparation. All right, so we need to remove Q3, 5, and 7. Um, let's see if I can get that on view. Now, I need my glasses because I'm old and my eyesight's going. Those look like they're going to be very, very easy to remove. Where are we at here? Yeah, Q3, 5, and 7. So I'm not set up to do overhead streams like Voltar does. So I'm just going to do it. And you're going to see my fat arm, and I apologize. But this is not a modding tutorial. This is an analysis of the mod, and if even an idiot like me can get it right. All right, so maybe the best bet is to start with the single pin and lift the whole side up. So I'm just going to put very light pressure. All right, and then yeah, super easy. It's funny, you can see the factory flux on the bottom of this. These tweezers might be just a little too thin for this work. I'm going to have to get different pliers for it. No, that worked. All right. Okay, super easy there. All right, so the area is clean. No shorts or anything from when I removed the existing solder. All right, good. Let's see what's next. Hey, Pastor. Thanks very much. All right, align. Excuse my skepticism, but this seems a little too easy. All right, let's give it a try. All right, let me double and triple check here. So C68 is right over here. C68. Yeah, okay. So let me get this over so you all could see. That's it. I just removed those components. I dropped this over, and then I'm going to tack it in place. Let's, okay. So I'm just going to try to find the best place to do so. And then I have to start making all the connections. Might have to switch my soldering tips at some point too. Let me try to find a good place to start. At least with the first one, you always could just move the board around. That's nice and solid. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Need more solder on the edge enhancer side, or the interposer side, I mean. All right. All right, I think we're good, but I think I'm going to switch to a different tip. Luckily, John from Space Pirate Prince, aka Tasty John, made me this a couple years ago. And I think I'm going to go with the hook top one. I got my little rubber pad. So I'm just going to pull this out, and I'm going to put it right back in here because it doesn't get hot on the bottom. So you could drop these right in. Wait for that sucker to heat up, and I'll start moving over to this. I'll check the chat while I'm at it too. Is my audio still low? I turned it up pretty. Let me see. I can turn it up a little higher, but not too much higher because then it'll start to clip, and I don't want that. All right. So now I have to solder bridge all the places that are marked for that. So this is cool because this is a wireless design then. I'm not tacking wires down to everything. I'm just bridging the connections, which can be a pain in the ass, and it often doesn't look as nice. Like I had to drag. Let me just show you what I mean. Voltar, if you're still on here, please jump in and make fun of me for this, but here's a great example. So right here, right up at the top, right up there, I dragged a piece of solder across to bridge the connection properly as it's supposed to be. So, it could get, it's going to be harder to make the stuff like this look as perfect as people are used to, but it'll still be a good idea. Because it's still easier overall. Now I just got to go in and look at every place that there is something like that. I got to do the same thing. I got to heat up the board and the motherboard, bridge them together. I think I may have just bridged a resistor to it, and not in a good way. So my braid here. And let me keep going, see what happens. Heck, if I blew the mod up, at least it'd be funny, because at least it would be something that people need to watch out for. Okay. More than halfway done already, and I'm going very slow and just making sure I'm taking my time. All right, these two. I think I'm good. I'm going to take a picture both to share with you all, and also because I found that if you take a high resolution picture and zoom in, it's almost as good as using a microscope, which I do not have. Abram, that's the Kesker iron that Zach and I have been using for years now. Yeah, and you know what? Let me get some extra light on this. The solder I'm using is Kester. It's whatever I had linked on the website, to be honest with you. Okay. Let me load this up and we'll check all our points together. Image. Okay. Where are we at here? All right, so that connection looks fine. Even my weird little wisp up there also actually looks fine. Let me reference all these. 1, 3, 4. Yep. Yep, I got those. 1, 2. I am missing one. That's fine, I'll get that. In the top left, the one right next to the word mixer, to the left of that, I am missing that one. And let's see what else I got. Yeah, I'm only missing that one. But now you all see why it's probably important to do that. Okay, that's it. Let me just do that real quick, and then I'll get on to the next step. Okay, good. Got my little string of solder over there. Let's see, next step. So Avram, you're right. Except this is for a good friend of mine, and I mean this with love and respect. They're not going to see or care if it looks like Voltar did it or if it looked like I did it, as long as it works and as long as it's a solid mod. But please remember that that's how I would classify myself, as somebody who does this for me or helps out, friends now and then. But this is not what you should. I mean, this is almost as good as you would expect from paid work, but it's not. You should absolutely be expecting better than this if you're paying somebody for it, especially if you're paying Voltar to do it, which is why you're probably paying Voltar to do it, because you don't have to worry about this stuff. All right, so I'm going to add solder to this pad, also to this one pin. I will use that to line this board up. That actually looks pretty good. So I'm just going to show you, and then I'll just tack down the rest of them, which is going to take a couple minutes, but not hard at all. So all I did was just tack this down in place, and that way this isn't really moving. So I could just start and do the rest. And it's mostly aligned perfectly. I'm so used to using that wedge, the wedge tip. It's actually like, it's taken me a minute to adjust to this one. All right. So I just bridged two together and just touching it lightly with my soldering iron fixed it. So I was even gonna like zoom in and show you all, but nope, that was super easy. Got lucky. All right, let me just take a closer look, but I think we're solid on every one of these. This one doesn't look as good as it could though. Like it almost looks like it's cold, even though I know it's not because I held the iron there. That's all right. Okay, I think we're good. That was pretty easy. So now, koi fish, exactly. Yeah. You know, I'm just now realizing on stream the color looks off. Let me, I think I had this camera calibrated for use in the white box. Let me just do this real quick. A little better? A little better, I hope. Oh yeah, let me take another picture then. All right, where's my flashlight? All right, let's check this together then. I don't see anything bridging. I don't see anything bridging, and it looks fine. It's even lined up okay. You can see the 3 ones on the right. How I meant are the edges almost look cold with a little like wisps at the end, but you could also see that they're solidly connected to both sides of the pad. Oh, the end of the arm between to the left of C69 on the right. Yeah, you might be right about that. So let me zoom into this, or let me just put my glasses on and shove my face in it. See where we're at. So I really appreciate you calling that out, because it very well could have been, but I actually don't think it is, and I'm gonna try to take another picture at least that shows what I mean. But seriously, thank you for calling that out, because if it was a problem, all right, I think I could zoom in on this, and you should be able to see. So Abram, the red PCB has so the interposer, the blue PCB, is the one that is specific to each motherboard revision, whereas the red PCB is just a regular design. So, or is it the main design? Yeah. So you could see there, zoomed in, it is not bridging, but from the other angle, it completely looked like it was. I do understand, and I did hit the edge of that resistor with some solder by accident, so I saw exactly what you meant. So good call. Thank you for calling that out, just in case. But I was actually good. But I probably normally wouldn't have been. So keep them up. All right. Now we have to remove a whole bunch of surface mount components, which is going to be a giant pain. However, this is where we're going to go back for our the wedge tip. So that's going to be removing a whole bunch of these. So see. All right, so see 6, 7, and 8. That's an easy one. So let me grab wedge tip. All right, cleaned off, and I will reholster this little tiny tipped Nick from HD Retrovision tip. All right, there's my tweezers. All right, one down. I did the one in the middle first, so because I didn't want to accidentally touch the other components around the ones I'm trying to remove. Okay. So I got C 6, 7, and 8 removed. Let me try, see what the other ones. Hey, Hokasi. Good. Busy. Wish I had more time to do fun stuff. All right. 8, and then the 2 to the left of it. 2 resistors here. So as long as you have a flat tip like this is super easy. The hardest part is just making sure not to have any of the components next to it get hit. And I think I got to do the two, yeah, two more above it. I'll show the results when I'm done. I'm going to take probably another minute, if that. Okay. And then I need two more. And 11 one's next. Not getting the connection. Make sure my tip's nice and clean. Oh, that was easy after that. All right. So let me count these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 removed. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I will now show all of you. How hot do I run my soldering iron? About 300 for this. Don't know. Maybe I could do a little lower, but it seemed to be fine. All right. See all those removed components? All 9 are gone. Let me check the next bit of the instructions. Okay, now we're bridging in RGB for restoring composite in S-Video. Now you don't need to do what I'm about to do, but I would like to see people do it, especially if it's a paid service. If you're paying somebody to do it, they better do this. But if you're doing it yourself, you don't have to if you're not going to use composite in S-Video, but you should really consider it. I think I'm going to try to use ribbon cable a little bit like Zach did. Let's see. Is this going to be long enough? 6, 7, 8. Yeah, all right. Okay. Clippers. All right, so I'll just pull that strip out. And I think I still have the correct cutters for this. It'd be very weird if I didn't. Hey, Monty, thank you so much. Really appreciate the super chat, and I absolutely will be using that to buy a beer, so thank you. The One Reborn, I would just recommend, oh geez, I think I gotta refresh my YouTube feed. It's all off. All right, the one reborn. Yeah, I would just double check and see if Zach recommends anything, or, but I mean, running it at 300C, you're not going to burn through the board. Whereas I've seen, unfortunately, quite a lot of people over the years say, "Oh, all I did was just touch my soldering iron to the board and it melted. There's something wrong with it." No, no, it's because you had it set to like automotive temperatures. So I could be wrong. 250 might be better, but if I'm wrong, it's not destroy your motherboard wrong. It's just like, oh, this could have been a little bit better. So, all right, I think I have that right here. Man, it's been well over a year since I've used this ribbon cutter. Separating. Nice. Actually, real nice. All right. Gonna tin these. Okay. I'll tin the RGB pads on the board here. All right. So I have a solid connection, but I want it to look like a solid connection too. So let me just double check and hold each one of these in place. Yeah, all right. That's going to look a lot better. Add some solder to my tip for this. There we go. Y'all see me, yeah, that's, go pick up the whole board from those. All right. Now I just got to cut these to size very carefully. I want to do it to about here. I really hate wearing glasses. They just make me dizzy. I think I'm gonna save up and pay to get the surgery. I'll sell whatever monitors I have left. Go get the eye surgery so I don't have to do this anymore. I miss being able to just look at something. All right, so just double checking. C6 should be red. Hey, Steven. Marco's the man. He can call me whatever he wants. All right, so C6 is red, so I should just be able to tack these right in. I do need separating a bit more though. Okay. I believe the connection is to the far side. Yeah, so the connection's to the pad closest to the lettering. So I'm just going to add a little bit more solder to each. Okay, I'm just going right in. I'll do. All right, red is in, and red is solid. We'll get green. Shaking the whole motherboard from it, so yeah, that's definitely a good connection. So this is good. I run it around where I need it to be. I don't think I have any. Nope, that's all fine. This might be a little bit too much wire. So if we finish this mod and we're getting interference, then the wire was a little bit too long. But let me zoom in now so you can see it. So those connections are made. It was right up there, and then that's how it looks there. So I think we're good there. And we're basically done. Yeah, Monty. So one of the doctors that I talked to said that if I wait till I'm really, really old, the insurance will cover it. If I get it now, it won't. And if I get it now, my eyes are going to continue to degrade. So I'll have to do it again in 10 years and then probably another 20 or something. So, assuming I live that long, but I don't know. All right. This feels like something that it's just worth it, I think. It's more money than I've ever spent on anything, but except maybe a car, but I don't even buy expensive cars. All right, so one of the things that I heard Arthremis do the other day that I just wanted to show here is use a tweezer behind this connector to help slide the ribbon in, because these could be a giant pain. Almost. A little off. Try that again. Okay. Funny, if I make any mistakes in this one, I'm assuming this connector is probably going to be the most likely that it happens. Maybe I should have even put this board in, or put this in before I put the board in. I don't know. I don't know why I'm not having, or I'm having so much trouble with this. Let me try again. Got it. What a pain. All right, so the multi-out connector is next, and I'm going to put this on, or put the flex cable in with this thing still off, so I don't have to mess with that like I did before. Take this, put it right in. Beautiful. And then we just tack this right on the multi-out. I'll do it that way so it spins out more. All right, almost done. Now, I know there's nothing on the bottom of this, so it's non-conductive, but I don't like to see it go too flush to the board. So I'm kind of going to just hold it up and let me just tack a piece in. Yeah, okay. All right. Oop, a little bit of a solder bridge there. Not a big deal at all. Yeah, done. Super quick. All right, let's take a look. And if we don't see anything funky, I'm going to plug it in. I think this is a good time to take a picture so we can take a... Hey, hell, how's it going, man? All right, let me upload this for all of us to see. We go from there. By the way, I am officially one of the nerdiest people out there. That just arrived today. I haven't even opened it up yet. It's going to be fun. All right. My Golden Girls robe and slippers to match. All right. Let's get this image in. So let's go through. Wow, my multi-out 5 things don't look as nice in this picture as they did in person, but whatever. Those are solid. And those are the C6, 7, and 8. 7 might be bridged a little bit to the pin neck or to the pad next to it. So I'm going to take a look at that and see. But if we have blue issues, that could be one of them. And everything else was the way we found it before. So, all right. Let's see if this works. I'm going to grab the bottom. And I'm going to hook this up to my PVM just so I don't have to unplug the camera. And of course, sound module. Can't forget that. FX Pack Pro. seems perfect. Let me. All right. Well, I guess let me switch over to the RetroTink view now, real quick, just to make sure that everything works. So it's going to go black for a minute, but. And I think I'm actually going to set this to the. Hey, Dom Retro, thank you so much. Tom says Bob always enhances my edge. Well, thank you. Input. All right. Let me plug this in over here. All right, let me plug my controller in and fire up the HD RetroVision test suite so that we could easily see colors. And then I could do the measurements. All right, so we obviously have all of the colors here working just fine. So now let's just check composite and S-Video as well. And then we can get into measurements and pictures and all this other stuff. But so a completely out of practice dope like me just did this installation in less than an hour, including all the time in this live stream it took to do the analysis shots, to fix my broken stream, everything else. So I'm calling this one not too hard. All right, front composite. All right, now let's try this video. Funny hardcore, if you're talking about flat panel TVs, you're correct. It would not be considered a good thing. But in the context of what the SNES 2 chip does to the signal, it is. All right, plugging in S-Video now. And got to switch the input to S-Video, of course. All right, so we're good. We have all signals. So I am going to reassemble this thing and then start doing analysis again of the output and kind of just go from there. And who knows, maybe I'll do a second if I'm feeling squirrely. All right. So all right, so everything's in place, everything looks good, the installation's good. Let me just start bolting this crap together. Oh, y'all like that part of it? All right, here we go. Good. So right, with these boards, you don't want to tighten down too tight because the case was also meant to work with the metal shield on if you wanted. So you don't want to flex the board. There we go. There's also those little standoff spacers that I didn't have pushed down all the way. All right. Cool. All right, much better. All right. Soundboard. What else am I missing? These two. So for anybody that's been here, now you understand why I just wanted to get the top cover over with at the beginning, because I'm too excited right now. I would have skipped it and just gone right to the analysis. So I'm glad I just did that. Sorry to make you all suffer through it. Okay. I think we just got to throw the top on, and we can start our testing. Voltar, we'll see. Certainly not in generic modes for S-Video and Composite, that's for sure. Hey, y'all notice something missing? Yeah, let me try to get this set up. I was going to try to do it so you could see it on stream, but I'm going to stop messing with that and just get this done. Why was that weird? There we go. Why is this giving me shit? Maybe I should just put my glasses back on and stop pretending I'm not in my 40s. Oh, sorry to hear about your migraine, Zach. That sucks. I've only had a few of those, and they were all terrible, as you can imagine. All right. Looking good, and you could see the mod looking lovely inside. Good, everything lining up. Yep, okay. All right, we're all back together. Looking great. Love this purple Retro Game Restore shell. Let's plug it all in and see what we got. I'm going to start with the RGB analysis and then jump into the comparison shots. Okay. The light's on. Oh, it's just a loose cable. Not gonna lie, kind of shit my pants for a minute there when I hit power and nothing happened. But it's okay. So let's. All right, so I'm gonna power off my monitor and remove the connections on the scope so that we're using the RG bench to terminate. All right. That's a very clean looking signal. Sync is 384 millivolts and looks clean. So the original sync was 392, and this sync is 384, so it's the same. Perfect. And anything as low as 250 and up to 900 millivolts would have been fine. But it's nice to see it close to the original and what you'd expect. All right, now on to RGB voltages. $756 on blue, not bad. It's a little hot, but whatever. All of these are going to be slightly different. So 756 versus 704. So this is, yeah, probably better. Let's see. Basically the same. All right, great. And then red. Yeah, great. They all look the same. That's exactly what you'd want. All right. So now we'll do the video analysis, which should be, I don't know if I'd call it fun, but it should be the most interesting for anybody that sat through all this. red. No, Castardo, uh, it would have just tripled the time it took that I had to do that if I had just sat there and shown everything up on screen. And it's just the same exact scope analysis that you always see me do. So I just thought, in the interest of everybody's time, I'll put the scope captures in a post or something tomorrow, and just or maybe this weekend. I'll be kind of busy tomorrow too, but I figured I would just call it out in the stream just to save everybody time. All right, let me get this plugged in. We're going to start with RGB analysis, and let's start by going in and checking phase. We're going to go into the exact same profile we used before. SNES Sharp 10X. Beautiful. And we're going to do a couple of those tests. So we're going to go checkerboard. This is probably going to look crazy on your screen, which I'm not even going to show you the screenshot because it's going to look crazy on mine too. I actually have the wrong setting on the... What am I doing here? I need Artemio to jump in and save me. All right, checkerboard. Okay, I don't know what the heck I was doing wrong last time. That looks perfect to me. So it might not on stream, but yeah, Voltar, you got nothing to worry about here. He was talking to me about making sure to set phase. Phase is fine. Let me see if I could put this in the stream real quick. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, hopefully this isn't going to just kill the stream here, but you could see there's no weirdness going on. There's no interference. Although compression and the size that you're watching it on might have just killed that anyway, but Super Mario World. All right. All right, let me throw these up on stream. Here's the original first. I'm going to start with the original. Yeah, I think this is probably a good angle to have here. So this is the original. And then I'm going to put it, put the, I really hope that showed up on stream as hardcore as it did here. Holy crap, I'm going to do that again. Hold on. Here's the before. And for whoever was asking before, this is why we're enhancing the edges, because there's no smear. All right, now here's the after. Oh, Zach, you redneck genius. Hokusaki, that was the checkerboard pattern I just showed. So we don't need to worry about that. Just because the checkerboard proved that the phase is auto-fixing just fine. All right, now I'm going to do the other screen here. So let's here we all right, here's before. Let me get Mario on screen here. That's the before. Let me get your after up. And here is the after. Here we go. Definitely a difference. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So let me switch over to S video now. Right. All right. So let me do that. So let me show. You know what? Let me just do these real quick, and then I'm going to show the difference because I want to show the profiles and stuff like that too. All right. Before title. All right. All right. So now let me switch over to profiles, load default, and switch inputs back to S video, and do both of those. All right, so now let me show some of these comparisons. So let me check the chat too. Zach, I'm not sure if you were lying down crying about your headache before, but this board is now putting out 750 millivolts, so this is actually perfect. This is you couldn't ask for a better comparison. All right, so here is um, the all right, where is it? So this is S video using the official profile, like the 10x same sharp profile, and that's the before, obviously. And let me do the after. Definitely an improvement. Definitely. And just for curiosity's sake, let's just do the generic. So before title generic. Okay. And then that's after. So that's still an improvement, even with the generic profile. So now that it's cleaned up, actually, so here is after. This is the final design. This is the edge enhancer with S video. in the generic RetroTink profile, and let me switch it to the custom profile. I don't see too much of a difference. We could do that's the level, and that's before. That's the generic profile. That's after. All right, so you still get an improvement, but it's not as dramatic. And let me also just try. All right, so that's with the custom profile. You see the smearing come back a lot, and then after. All right, and here's after. So this is before, and now, yeah, okay. So I would actually say that I don't know if I would intentionally use generic profiles with an unmodded 2-chip, but I would actually take the time to use the profile with a modded 2-chip, because this is pretty cool. All right, and let me just do composite. And then if I have time, I might just mod another one of these things. I had 2 friends have been waiting on this for 2 years now, Zach, was it? Well, Brian, don't forget, this is S-Video. I showed RGB before. So the more you step down the signals, the more you're going to drop quality. All right, composite. Just got to set the input to composite. Oh, all good, Brian. And let me just hit the title screen, and then I'll show those comparisons. Oh, title screen, title screen. There we go. All right, so here's generic profile composite, and I'm going to show before first. Where is it? All right. So that's the before for composite video. Composite's never going to look great. The Tinks does as good of a job as humanly possible with it. I mean, it's better. See less banding in the letters, definitely. Let me put it back to before. Hold on a second. All right, yeah. All right, I could definitely see a difference. That's before, and you could, if you look inside the letters, you could see the biggest difference here. Let me go after. Yeah. And let me just throw the other one, and I'm going to end going back to the RGB shots for everybody. But here's before. Actually, I think I'd like to. Yeah, no, I'll do it just like this. And let's go after is here. That's actually a bigger difference than I thought. That's pretty cool. All right, Zach wanted me to do one. Here is before RGB Super Mario World title screen. So this is the before picture. So you can see the ghosting around. And here's after with S-Video. And let me get this here. So RGB still looks better, but you don't have any of the like weird ghosting on there. So yeah, that's definitely That's definitely one to debate, but respectfully, I wouldn't do this mod just for S-Video. I would really spend the time on this if you're going to use composite output. But here's the most important one. Here is Super Mario World title screen. You can check out the letters themselves. And now I'm going to, where is it? And that's the after. Can't ask for anything more than that. So this is pretty cool. I'm definitely digging this. I'm still plugged into composite. Let me get composite out of here so we so I think that's basically gonna be it. Should probably take I should probably end this and then just go take the time to fix another broken motherboard I had. So any questions before I go? Anything anything else? Because we're under 2 hours, and that's including before and after scope and picture analysis, and including the 15 minutes it took me to figure out what the heck went wrong with my streaming setup. So it's actually quite easy, all things considered. So yeah, anybody have any thoughts on that? Any other questions? Anything I could help with? Kind of start straightening this up a little bit, and I'm going to attempt to repair a different board from a different project. I don't think I'm going to do that on stream, though. So this one is good to go and looking beautiful. Yeah. In fact, let me grab my light. Yeah, nice. Nice, nice. Awesome. All right. I think this is pretty cool. This was a fun stream. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Well, I guess I'm just going to call it. But yeah, this is cool. Thank you to everybody. And I will update the post on RetroRGB, or I'll just do a new post when these become available to just purchase directly. You could still purchase them or purchase the whole service directly from Voltar, but if you want to do your own like I did here, it's probably going to be before the end of the year, so you should be fine there. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining me. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, Jordan, what's the difference between the edge enhancer and an RGB mod? Do you need both? So for a 2-chip, you need this kit, everything that I just showed. For a 1-chip, you don't need anything. They're great on their own. You could just add some attenuating resistors if you want, some other mods. But if you wanted to enhance it, you could do an RGB bypass. But this is essentially a bunch of those things. So, yep. All right. Take care, everybody.